Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball shot.
Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to BCN Sports watch along of FIFA World Cup action, Group F action. My name is Benton. I am manning the ship today. Junior is out and about. Big up yourself, Junior. And big up, come on. Yo, long time I say come on. Yo, big up, come on. Hopefully, everyone is having a wonderful Saturday. I decided to do a watch along for this game because of what happened in the first game for both of these teams. Netherlands ended with a 2-2 draw with Japan, and Sweden was absolutely impressive, 5-1. So against Tunisia. So with that being said, I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do a watch along for this football game. Let's see if Sweden and Netherlands first encounter, first game at this World Cup is a reflection of who they are, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I just hope this is a good football game. I hope it's a good football game. Today is Saturday, June 20th. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Saturday afternoon wherever you're joining me from. Just go ahead and smash that like button, family. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Big up to those on the live. Smash the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel. All right. Basically, bottom line is that Netherlands can use a victory. Netherlands need 3 points, you know, coming out of this game. Of course, they have need 3 points might be a stretch, but, you know, at least a point out of this game will be beneficial. They will go up against Tunisia, provided that they can, take the 3 points against Tunisia, which many would expect them to do. They would round the group out with either 5 or 6 points, which should be enough to secure a spot in the round of 32. So, as for Sweden, a victory here, then they will stitch up or book their place to the next round. So, let's see how this one plays out. Again, hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Saturday afternoon. All right, let's get to the starting 11. First, go with Coach Ronald Koeman of Netherlands. He's going with Verbruggen in goal. Verbruggen retains his start in between the stick. Yeah, Virgil van Dijk and Jan-Paul van Hecke. I think Jan-Paul did pick up a contract. I saw a report where a new club, either secured his services the last week or so. So Jan-Paul is in that back two. Denzel Dumfries in the right back position, and Mickey van der Ven out at the left side, left back. I thought Mickey van der Ven started beside Virgil, i.e. part of the centre-back pairing in the game against Japan, but subsequently he was moved out to the left side. In the midfield, you have Tijani Reinders. Didn't do a damn thing, didn't do one thing in that game against Japan. It's a game for him to show up and try to show out and help this Dutch team or Netherlands team to victory. Tijani Reinders, Frankie Dion, and Ryan Gravenberch. The entire midfield of this Netherlands team could use a performance today. Big name ballers, big name players, very good talented group of players. But somehow, somewhere, this group of midfielders need to show up and perform at a high level and help this Dutch team to a victory. Leading the line, one change. Is it one or two? Yeah, one change for Coach Ronald Koeman. In the game against Japan, he went with Marlon down the middle, Daniel Marlon down the middle. He decided, you know what, that was not the good move, so he decided to go with Brobbey down the middle. Brobbey down the middle this time. Brobbey is down the middle. Of course, Sunderland's attacker Maylan is on the right side, and Cody Gakpo retains his starting spot in that 11. So Brobbey down the middle and Maylan out on the right side. You know what? This guy Brabbe is a very physical striker. I don't know if he's gonna be like he has a bunch of goals in him, but he's a very physical striker. Watching him at Sunderland, very physical. He gets himself about. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Victor Lindelof and the Swedish backline deals with him because he gives him a different look, a different approach as opposed to Marlon, who was just speed and speed for burn. And I think this is maybe more up to move Marlon out to one of the wings. I think he's a player who tend to flourish, preferably maybe on that left wing. But Cody Gakpo seems to have that left wing stitched up or locked up. Let's see Marlon going down the right side of that front three. All right, so that's the starting 11 for Ronald Koeman and Netherlands. Yeah, as the teams are out, I'm looking at the Netherlands top here. Quite colorful, Man, them full of color. Full of color. Full of very colorful top for the Netherlands. All right, let's go to Coach Graham Potter. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought it? Graham Potter, former manager of Chelsea, former manager of West Ham, got sacked by both of those clubs. Both of those clubs for piss poor performances, leading Chelsea, Netherlands. Of course, he was quite stellar at Brighton. And here he is, the manager of Sweden, and of course led Sweden to their first victory at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And it did look darn good, if I must say so myself. I thought Sweden was quite impressive. So Graham Potter, Swedish team, is getting a buzz around based on the performance of the first game. So big up to Graham Potter. Let's see if he can pull something out of the hat today against this Dutch team. A Dutch team that many have as their favorite coming into this World Cup. The starting 11 for Graham Potter's Swedish team. In goal, he got Christopher Nordfeldt. In midfield, in defense, you have Victor Lindelof, Isaac Heen, and Lagerbäckel in the back. So you got Lindelof, Heen, and Lagerbäckel in the back. At the base of that midfield, you have Karlstrom, who's going to be doing a lot of work going from side to side covering. He may get some help from Bernhardsson and Gudmundsson. Both players are supposed to, come in and put a shift in. Ayari did score. Yasin Ayari did score one of those goals for Sweden in that first encounter. And Negren should be the one to kind of pull some of the passes out of that midfield. So Negren, Ayari, looking for those players to give the support to the two big strikers, Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres. When you have such a front line, you're never out of a football game. Never out of a football game. And I mean, both players can move wide. Alexander Isak can move wide, can beat people off the dribble. He does well dropping back, linking up play. You know what? So this should be good. This should be a good game. Of course, on the bench for Sweden, they have Elanga. You know what? Yo, people, get a very warm, get a very cold beverage. I mean, if you, depending on where you are, get a cold beverage and strap yourself in. I'm hoping for a good game. I am very excited about this football game. Let's see if it delivers. I expect a player like Anthony Elanga can come on and give Sweden some help down that right side. And get at this Dutch back line. And also from the Dutch standpoint, Justin Kluivert. I expect Justin Kluivert to be one coming off the bench. Somerville missed out on a starting position. He started the first game. I expect Somerville to be able to come off the bench and give Ronald Koeman's Dutch team a lift if needed. So, all hands on deck. Again, Netherlands did not look too good. Against Japan, led for a bit, and then Japan upped the pressure. And I thought that once Japan up the pressure. Netherlands kind of somewhat wilted away. You know, I think one of the biggest takeaway for me against for the Netherlands in that game was the fact that the build up play was very slow. It was very slow build up play, side to side passing. It was not very good. You know, no. The referees are the referee is Michael Oliver, and we have an English crew, so he's very familiar with these players. Of course, Virgil van Dijk of Liverpool, Victor Lindelof, you know. So the fans of the Premier League should be lining up. Of course, Jared Gillett is the man on the VAR, not an English ref, assisted by Croatian, I think, Ivan Berek. Almost time for kickoff, family. Again, this is BCN Sports watch along of Group F action, FIFA Group F action. The Netherlands versus Sweden. This should be a good one. Tijani Reinders must get on the ball, and when you get on the ball, do something. So Brabbe is leading the line. Let's see if he can get his World Cup start. Make an impression to Coleman and convince Coleman to continue to him. Christopher Nordfeldt in goal. Victor Lindelof, Isaac Heen, Gustav Lagerbeck, Gabriel Gudmundsson, Yassin Ayeri, Jesper Karlstrom, Benjamin Negrin, Alexander Bernhardsson, Alexander Isak, and Victor Gyökeres, the starting 11 for this Swedish team. All right, almost time for kickoff. And where is, again, the game? Houston. So Houston, Texas is where the game is being played. Nice crowd. Man, I think I saw an interview with Graham Potter, and he also admitted, like, you know what, you never know where things would pan out, but he's, enjoying himself. All right, getting ready for kickoff. Sweden's kicking from right to left, in the blue and yellow outfit. The Dutch team in that. Is that red or orange? It looks like red. Oh, the orange look red on my screen, so. Getting ready for a kickoff. Still no kickoff. And not yet. And Michael Oliver, referee, still waiting for the signal. And now we're off. It's officially 1 o'clock. All right. Long ball over. And it's headed out by Lindelof quickly into play there. Throwing for Netherlands. Denzel Dumfries getting ready to send a long throw in. Looking for Brobby. And over his head, and it's out for a goal kick. Rushing in on the end of that one was Tijana Reinders. I think Brobby may have gotten a touch on it, but it's out for a goal kick. Nordfeldt to start play. Nordfeldt sends it long. Looking for Gyökeres. Cleared out by Van Dijk, and it's out for a throw. Again, some rules that have been implemented by FIFA at this World Cup. The cover in the mouth after a conflict or during a conflict. At the referee discretion, a player can get a red card. And we saw that last night with Miguel Almiron picking up a red card. There was like a little testy affair against Turkey. And Miguel Almiron got into it. Here's Tijani Reinders trying to break through. But quickly there was Isaac Heen to shut the door. And played it out to Karlstrom. And the ball is off Denzel Dumfries and is out for a throw. So last night in the game against Paraguay and Turkey, Miguel Almiron picked up a red. Paraguay ended up winning the game 1-0. Turkey is officially eliminated. Vincenzo Montella Paraguay. Vincenzo Montella's Turkey is officially eliminated from the World Cup. Uh, big disappointment. I mean, many of us had Turkey going through to the round of 16 thereabouts. So, oh well. Bye. Here is Sweden trying to play between the lines. Ball is wide to Lagerberg. Lagerberg sends it over to Bernhardsson. Hardsson sends it all the way back to Nordfeldt in goal. Nordfeldt sends it up, looking for Isaac. Isaac flicks it off, and it is an appeal there for an offside as Gyökeres was caught in an offside position as Dutch holding that defensive line very well. Yep, Gyökeres definitely coming back from an offside position. Here is Mickey van der Ven with it. Sends it to Virgil van Dijk. Let's see if the Dutch speeds up this play. Denzel Dumfries with it on the right. Dumfries back to Jan-Paul van Hecke. Hecke now and all the way over to Mickey van der Ven. Van der Ven. Gravenberch gets a touch. It goes back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk looking to get Bromby behind, and it's very well shielded there by Isaac Heen, and it's out for a goal kick to Sweden. Ronald Koeman is already noticing something that he's not a fan of. Nordfeldt to get us going. And again, on a goal kick, once the referee holds up his or her hand for the 5-second clock to begin, you have to get that ball off in 5 seconds, or else it's going to be a corner kick for the opponent. So that's another rule that's been implemented by FIFA here during this World Cup. And also regarding throw-in, 5 seconds again. You need to get the throw-in within 5 seconds, or else the throw-in is going to be awarded to the opponent. Here is Marlon with it. Marlon finds Gravenberch. Gravenberch now sends it back to Virgil. Virgil now puts it in to Van Hecke. Jan-Paul Van Hecke. Saw a lot of the ball in the last game. Now back to Van Hecke, and Van Hecke now all the way back to Verbruggen in goal. Verbruggen outside of his 18-yard box. Sends it wide to Mickey van der Ven. Van der Ven now back to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk moves it back to Verbruggen. Verbruggen now sends it long. Bromby trying to hold on to it. Knocks it on nicely for Tijani Reinders. Here is Gapco. Gapco sends it long. Bromby scores easy like that. Laid on the plate by Cody Gapco, and the Dutch are ahead. Sure exhilaration from the Dutch fans. Netherlands 1, Sweden 0. Pace down the left side. Cody Gappo with a very good cross. The Swedish backline looking a bit all lost at sea there. Yeah, linesman. Yeah. Lines. Yeah, cameraman. Talk about linesman. Yeah, cameraman. Yeah, I mean, but the play started from Bromby. Very good play to lay it down to Tijani Reinders. Tijani Reinders rolled it out to Cody. Cody put it on the plate for Bromby, and Bromby, very good goal. Very good goal for the Dutch team. That's football, team football for you. Netherlands 1, Sweden 0. Maybe it's not a good idea to do this watch along after all. Let's see if Sweden have a comeback. Or what, the Dutch? But they did start well against Japan, and then they kind of retreated to a slow build-up play. Here is Lagerberg, sends it wide. Bernhardsson looking to find Gyökeres. Gyökeres into the 18-yard box. Gyökeres a shot! Saved by Verbruggen. And again, when you have these type of attacking players up front, You're never out of the football game. That was going in. Big up to Zane and then Atlanta United jersey. Corner kick to Sweden. Coming up. Taking a short corner. We had Sweden worried about the height. It's trying to find Alexander Isak. Not a good touch there from Isak. Couldn't keep it under control. And he rolls out for a goal kick. And he was onside. The ref says offside. I thought he was tight. Refs did say offside. Okay. It's not a goal kick, it's an offside. Now here comes Van Dijk getting ready to restart play. Van Dijk sends it long, looking for Cody. Lagerbielke, you know what? Brumby in that middle for the Netherlands. He's given Isaac Heen, centre back for Sweden, a little bit of problem, or a lot of problem. He's already scored a goal. He's winning the ball ahead of him. Here is Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong going back to his goal, sends it all the way back to Verbruggen. Verbruggen sends it long. Ryan Gravenberch on it, trying to get. And there is Bromby again. Malon trying to pick it up, and we have a foul as referee Michael Oliver called a foul. Here is Van Dijk getting ready to restart play. Van Dijk sends it wide to Denzel Dumfries, or Henke to Dumfries. Dumfries back to Jan-Paul Van Hecke. No, Ryan Gravenberch showed, but he didn't use him. Now he goes back to Bromby's holding up play. Loose ball picked up by Gravenberch. Gravenberch cuts it across! And it's almost another opportunity there by the Netherlands. Sweden struggling to keep a hold of this physical center forward down the middle. Brobbe. Gravenberch with it. Frankie de Jong, busy on the ball. Here is Denzel Dumfries. Gravenberch back. Van Hecke. And all the way back to Van Dijk. Van de Ven to Cody Gapco. One times from Brobby again. Brobby turns inside and Isaac Heen. And the referee didn't call a foul. The referee says play on. The Dutch thought there was a foul there. Brobby getting himself around. Making life difficult for that Swedish backline. Throw into Sweden. Lagerbeck gets going. Gives the ball right back to the Netherlands. Ball all the way back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now to Van Hecke. Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries. Right. Wide side. Back to Van Hecke. Now Van de Jong. Frankie de Jong. Back to Denzel Dumfries. Outside. On the right. Dumfries waiting for players to show. Still with it. No pressure on the ball. Marlon getting down the right side. Marlon looking for a cross. Get to the back post. Cody Gapco with a header. And it's into the goalkeeper, Nordfeldt. Easy collect there for goalkeeper, Nordfeldt. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Long ball looking for Gyökeres. Gyökeres and Van Dijk battling. And Van Dijk won that battle. Frankie de Jong comes away with it. Gravenberch finds the over-eager Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries sends it back to the back post. Cody Gapco almost in. Good recovery play there from Bernhardsson. Corner kick for the Dutch. Sweden is on the siege here. Cody Gapco it would have been tight, not offside. So this is where let's see what Graham Potter, if Graham Potter needs to make an adjustment. This back three is not working out with Isaac Keane on Brobby. Here's the corner kick inside, headed out by Gyökeres. Strong head, and it's out for a throw. Throw to the Netherlands. Maybe Coach Graham Potter can't wait for the hydration break. Throw taken. Cody Gakpo down the right side, trying to get the ball in, and he's heavy touch, and it's outside for a goal kick. Nordfeldt with it in goal for Sweden. Now walks outside of the 18-yard box. No pressure being placed by the Dutch. Now Bromby applies a bit of pressure. Ball moved over to the left side. Gudmundsson finally gets on it. Looks to swing it over for Gyökeres. Cleared out by Van Hecke. Gravenberch picks up. Carlson's trying to get Van Birch. Beats both of them. Finds Cody Gakpo looking for it, but headed on there by Lagerbielke coming inside. Sweden is struggling to get Nygren and Ayari on the ball. I actually don't see any of them being heavily involved in this game. And they need to get both of them involved. Van Dijk sends it wide to Denzel Dumfries. Marlon. Daniel Marlon cuts inside. Here is Ryan Gravenberch, cuts inside, looking for a shot. Tijani Reinders trying to get on the end of it. Seems to trying to get, and did he save it? No, he didn't. It was out for a goal kick. Fast start to this game by the Dutch. And actually, Tijani Reinders was in the offside. Here's Nordfeldt. Now he finds Nygren, who shows for it. Nygren. Now pushes the ball wide. Lagerbielke trying to find Isaac. Turns over. Here comes the Netherlands. Tijani Reinders into the 18-yard box. And a shot. But it came off a Dutch player last. And it's out for another goal kick. Sweden trying to play out from the back. Couldn't find Alexander Isaac there. Gave it away. And the Dutch were off to the races. Actually, it didn't touch anyone. It was just a bad shot from Tijani Reinders. So Nordfeldt. So seems like there's an issue with the ball. Issue with the ball. New ball, brother. New ball. We've already received the ball. Throw that one to the fans. All right. Sweden on the way. Nordfeldt. Long ball looking for Bernhardsson. And Bernhardsson, I don't know. Sweden cannot keep possession to save their life. The Dutch comes away with it. Van Hecke. In his own 18-yard box. Ball to Gravenberch. Gravenberch on a bit of pressure there from Ainari. Ayari, not Ainori. Ayari. Yasin Ayari. Now Gravenberch. Gravenberch to Marlon. Marlon has Dumfries outside. Pushes it. And across the 80-yard and another one. Brobby make it 2-0. His second goal in 20 minutes. It's all Netherlands. 2-0. Denzel Dumfries put that one on a platter. Maybe I shouldn't have done a watch along. This is just easy like Sunday morning. And let's see the replay. Okay, so Denzel Dumfries definitely onside. And yep, Robbie is definitely onside. 2-0, the Netherlands. I guess the World Cup has officially begun for the Dutch. And I don't know if Netherlands need to, if the Dutch, again, they can't play out from the back. They can't get Jokeres. It's one thing to have this firepower, but you can't get them the ball. And I don't know if Isak needs to drop a little bit shorter and pick up the ball. I mean, there's no sort of midfield. Karlstrom, Negren, and Yastin Ayari, they're nowhere to be found. Gudmundsson, Bernhardsson, nowhere to be found. So Graham Potter has work to do. Long ball over for this Sweden, looking for Victor Jokeres, and that was a foul. Let's see. Junior says, Benton, remember I asked yesterday if you trusted Lindelof. Yes, you definitely did ask, family. Big up, big up, big up. Lindelof, I didn't remember Lindelof. Yes, he's on there. He's the captain. Isaac Keane down the middle is not. It's just this back three is not working for Sweden. But very good start to this game for the Dutch. Very good play. And the midfield of Ayari and Nygren, non-existent. Gudmundsson is non-existent. So now the Swedish team is dropping off. And let's see. And Frankie Dion or Ryan Gravenberch always opening that midfield. Here is the Dutch again. Gravenberch has Denzel Dumfries way up top. Marlon getting between the legs of Gudmundsson, couldn't recover. Karlstrom with it. But Karlstrom can't find a pass. It goes long looking for Isaac. And Virgil van Dijk said, don't worry, bro. I got it. All Netherlands. Van Hecke picks up the ball from Verbruggen. Verbruggen now goes out to Mickey van der Ven. And van der Ven back to Verbruggen. I mean, I think Graham Potter needs to make an adjustment here. Here's Cody Gakpo, been pressured by Bernhardsson, and the ball is out of Cody Gakpo, and it's out for a throw as Graham Potter is looking at his notes, talking to his coaching staff. And again, Sweden gives the ball away from the 18-yard box. Easy like Sunday morning. Van Dijk had it. Now Frankie Dion urging Van Dijk to come. Van Dijk pushes the ball through for Tijani Reinders, who had an open pass, couldn't pass it through. But here comes the Sweden, and the referee says play on. Nygren thought that was a foul. So where did he call the foul? Seems like he called the foul against Sweden here. So wait, okay. Yep. Nygren wrapped his arms or grabbed up Denzel Dumfries, whose speed was a little bit too much for him. Here is Frankie Dion. Just again, a lot of space in that midfield for Frankie. Or Ryan Gravenberch. And the thing about it, a lot of space to pick up the ball, and the pass to Brobby it's just easy. Brobby is just muscle enough. Isaac Keane and the entire Lagerberg and Lindelof, the back line, cannot hold on to Brobby. And he's just muscling them. Here's Cody Gakpo with a cross. Headed on. Cleared out. Still unable to clear the lines. Van Dijk flips it in. And finally, the Swedes get it away. Easy like Sunday morning, Saturday here. This is where Graham Potter must earn his big bucks as we're at the hydration break. Yeah, forget about this box cover hydration. Pausa dehydration. We're at the hydration break. Oh, Netherlands. 2-0. All right, so a couple of things. Actually, I don't understand. All right, so granted, the first game was probably, of course, the first game in a tournament. You want to try out, your preferred starting 11 at the starting 11 that you think was going to be most impactful. But I am watching Brobby down the middle here for for Netherlands, and I'm thinking like, why didn't he start the first game? His his level of physicality. I mean, he is out muscling the center backs for Sweden. And Isaac Keane in that middle, Lindelof and Lagerbelk, there are just not any muscle for him. I mean, he's holding the ball up quite well and laying it off to whosoever is coming and then spinning off those center backs. And the center backs cannot keep up with him. So not only is he physical, he's able to outrun the center backs. I thought his efficiency in front of goal at Sunderland wasn't the greatest, or isn't the greatest. I think he's at Sunderland. Let me make sure. Brian Brobby. Yep, Sunderland. Yeah, I thought his efficiency at Sunderland wasn't the greatest, but he's perfect for this Dutch team. Perfect. He should have started the game against Japan down the middle, and put Milan put Milan out the right on the right side. So let's see. All right, let's see if Coach Graham Potter was able to make any sort of adjustments at this hydration break. Isaac Keane is in deep conversation with his coaching staff. Graham Potter in deep conversation with Gudmundsson, who has been piss poor in this game. And the Swedes are just getting out-muscled, out-bullied in this football game, and they cannot get Gyökeres nor Isaac on the ball where they need to. All right, getting ready for the restarts. Yeah, it rough when you're there. It's hard when you're there at a football game, ready to rep for your team, and in the first 25 minutes or so, you're down 2-0. It just killed the buzz, and that's the vibes I'm getting from the Swedes. The Swedish fans, they're sitting there like, yo, we got all dressed up for this. Nordfeldt getting ready to restart play for Sweden. Sweden's goalkeeper. Hydration break is over. Pais Bahos as a short country, because Bajo is short, but that's what's in this Telemundo. Here here is the Dutch down the left side trying to get Sweden now with it. Lagerbelk trying to get a quick play out of the hydration break. Here is Negrin down the left side trying to get across and blocked off by Tijani Reinders. Clear the lines quickly, looking for Marlon. Can't get to him. Negrin back with it for Sweden. Now the return ball is over to Ayari, and Ayari with a cross, and it's off a Dutch player, and it's out for a throw. So lively start here from the Swedes. Throw into Sweden. Number 5 is going over to take that. Gudmundsson is going over to take that long throw. Gyökeres and Alexander Isak are both waiting for it. Here is the long throw from Gudmundsson. He flicks on. Shot by by I want to say that's I don't know who that would have shot. We have a pause here in play as referee Mike Oliver is checking on Victor Lindelof. Oh, it was a shot from Karlstrom, and Karlstrom's shot hit Lindelof right smack in the face. Yeah, Brumby has been excellent with his runs. Excellent. I mean, he's been excellent. Here's the Netherlands. Again, the Netherlands against Japan ended 2-2, so Sweden should not lose heart. Here's Cody. Cody is wide open. Cody Gappo with it. Lagerbalk now goes out to meet him. He cuts inside. Is overlapping as Van de Ven. Now the Dutch comes inside with it. Here's Van Hecke. Van Hecke now looks to go back to Cody, but cuts out by the Swede. Here is Nigrin. Nigrin now looking to find Yakaras. Yeah, brother, what kind of idiot pass is that? You just get the ball and you give it right back to the Dutch. What? Here is Cody Gappo going at Lagerbalk. Cuts it inside. Two players on him, and he's looking to turn it back, but no one is there. Now he finds Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong finds Van Hecke. Van Hecke way upfield, looking for a pass. Alexander Isak picks up the loose ball. Here comes the Swede. Finds Gyökeres. Gyökeres off to the races. Looks to cut inside. Sweden with a chance, and this BBC player, number 18, Ian Yari, should just control. I don't know what the hell he did, but whatever he did didn't work. He should have headed it. I don't know why he's chesting the ball. Golden opportunity. Good pass there from Gyökeres. Goal kick to the Netherlands. Head the ball, Ayari. Yassin Ayari. Lay out and headed it. Here comes the Dutch. But and that play started off from Alexander Isak picking up the ball deep and putting it wide left to Gyökeres. So you know what? Maybe more of that the Swede fans are saying. Here comes the Dutch back with their slow build-up play. Cody Gappo having seen a lot of the ball trying to go at Lagerbielke. Cut up by the Swede. Nordfeldt back with it in goal. Here comes Ayari. Yassin Ayari finds Isaac Heen. Heen in the back. He now back to Nordfeldt in goal. Nordfeldt now pushes it wide to Lindelof. Lindelof to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson finds Alexander Isak. Ball at Isak, who flicks it to Gyökeres. Gyökeres finds by Isak. Put the ball wide right, Isak. Here is the ball. Ayori sends it across. But Alexander Isak had a wide open Birdmanson wide right, and he selected the wrong pass. Sweden not recognizing what's in front of them. Here is Sweden. Victor Lindelof telling his troops to come on. Here comes Nygren. Nygren, here is Sweden. Ayasananori with a shot, and it ricocheted, and he should have passed the ball rather than take the shot. Nygren was right on the penalty spot waiting for it. He should have just laid it to him and he would be in on goal. So Sweden coming out of the hydration break with a few opportunities. The decision making hasn't been the best in the final third. Here is the Dutch. Van Ecke. Now the slow build up, side to side. Van Dijk. Frankie de Jong gets it. Moves it over to Cody. Cody sends it back to de Jong. de Jong. Van de Ven, Van Hecke, Denzel Dumfries show. Ryan Gravenberch picks it up. Tijani Ryan is also moving around, looking for something long. Van Dijk with it. Sweden applying a bit of pressure. Now they go all the way back to Verbruggen in goal. Verbruggen sends it up to no man's land. Sweden trying to win the loose ball. Now flicked over and it's out. Yeah, my youth. The ball came off a Dutch player. Why not let the ball run out? Lagerbielke. Young Lagerbielke is having a warm time having to defend Cody Gappo. I don't know. Here is Netherlands to restart play. Mickey van der Ven sends to Brumby, and Brumby looking to flick it onto Cody, and it's out for a throw. Throw to the Swedes. Bernhardsen sends it in, and he gives the ball right back to the Netherlands. Here comes the Netherlands. Heavy touch there from Brumby, and it sends all the way back to Christoph Nordfeldt in goal. Nordfeldt find Lindelof. Lindelof pushes out. Alexander Isak shows. Lindelof says, I see you, Alexander. I don't need you. At least not yet. Dutch cutting off those passing lanes. He goes inside to another Isak. To Isaac Heen. Isaac Heen now sends it right to Bernd Manson. Now Alexander Isak in a freedom of space. Push it down to Gyökeres. Gyökeres in the box. And a baby shot from Gyökeres. Couldn't get around Van Hickey, and it's into the arms of goalkeeper Verbruggen. An Arsenal type of play. That is very good pass there from Alexander Isak. The Dutch. Here is Van Hecke with it. 34th minute of play. De Jong pushes it wide to Tijani Reinders out wide left. Van der Ven is overlapping. He ball back with Frankie de Jong. And I'm not certain why there is not more pressure on that ball when it goes to Frankie de Jong. He gets time to make his decision. Yo, brother! Can't somebody apply more pressure to the ball? Here's Frankie de Jong, twists and turns. Still, no really heavy pressure from the Swedes. They're kind of a zonal marking, just transitioning all over the place. Van Dijk telling Brumby to move inside. Now he's back to Frankie de Jong. Here's Van Hecke, back to Frankie de Jong. Still Frankie de Jong driving, moving, orchestrating the steam. Now he finds Danny Milan, and Milan can't get on the end of it. And this is why you need to apply pressure to Frankie de Jong. You cannot allow him to make these decisions in the midfield. You gotta be able to apply some pressure. Here is Yasin Ayari with it for Sweden. Sweden needs one goal to get back in this game. Lagerbelk finds Bernhardson with a horrible pass. And the ball is out for a throw to the Netherlands. Graham Potter is in deep discussion with his coaching staff. They do have Elanga on the bench. Yo, a very good play from Isaac Keane. Finally won a battle against Brumby. Here is Lindelof. And Gyökeres was running, or his Negrin was running right in the middle. Here is Alexander Isak. Sends it wide right. Finds, is that Bernhardson? Hardison finds Lagerbelk. And the ball is all the way back. For Sweden, from an advantageous position, they retreat. Gyökeres flicks it wide. Here is Sweden now. Ball cuts inside. Gyökeres with a shot saved by Verbruggen. Pushed wide. Loose ball picks up by Sweden. Ball back in the box. Cleared up by Frankie de Jong. Headed out. Bernhardson picks up the loose ball again. Karlstrom. Heen. Lindelof. Yasin Ayori. Yasin, very physical there with Gravenberch. Referee says no foul, but Denzel Dumfries picks up the loose ball and has calmed things down for the Netherlands. Still 2-0, Netherlands lead. Goals from Brobby. Here's Frankie de Jong. Again, you got to apply pressure to that ball. You can't just let him twist and turn and do whatever he wants. Here is Mickey van der Ven down the left side for the Dutch. Lagerbeck trying to get over cross from Van der Beek, and it's cleared out by Sweden. Loose ball picks up by Negren. Negren now gives the ball right back to the Dutch. Gravenberch cut Cody Gapco trying to cut between two players. Here is Van der Ven. Van der Ven to Gravenberch. Gravenberch finds Tijani Reinders. Reinders over to Marlon. Marlon finds Denzel Dumfries rushing in and a cross, and it's headed out by Lagerbeck. Gravenberch picks up the loose ball. Turns the boy back to Frankie de Jong. Again, Frankie de Jong orchestrating things for this Dutch team. Here's Cody Gakpo. Twists and goes around Lagerbeck. Cody Gakpo with a shot! And it's into the arms of goalkeeper Nordfeldt. Trademark Cody Gakpo. Left wing going down straight and cuts inside and shoots with his right. Here is Sweden. 39th minute of play. Bernhardsson with it. Back to Lagerbeck. Lagerbeck looking to... Yeah, brother. What the BBC is Lagerbeck doing? I think this might be too big for him. Cody Gakpo is having a field day with him. He can't even clear the ball. Frankie de Jong. Back to Van Hecke. Van Dijk. Van der Ven. A lot of Vans in this Dutch team. de Jong. Here's, again, you got, yeah. Here's Tijani Reinders, out wide. Find Cody. Cody Gakpo. Blows by the man, puts it across. Dumfries over on the ball. Loose ball picks up by Alexander Isak. Under heavy pressure. Isak sends it right back to his defender. Plays out by Lindelof. Trying to give it a foul, but Marlon picks up the loose ball. Marlon plays it across. And Brobby couldn't get on the end of it. Rolls across the goal. The Dutch probably should have been up 3-0. And that was a turnover by Yassin Ayari. Marlon picked up the loose ball, drove at goal, pushed it across the goal. No one was there. Brobby and Cody trying to get on the end of it. Yeah, Sweden does offer a threat going forward with that attacking force, but defensively they're quite piss poor in the midfield. They're also even piss poor, and that you need all phases of the game, all parts of the game to work in unison to achieve victory, I think. Sweden just not up to scratch defensively, and there's just too many touches from Frankie de Jong in this midfield. Here is Sweden with it. Isaac Hayne sends it wide left to Lindelof. Lindelof finds Alexander Isak. Isak finds Asanyari, and Ayari with a shot when he should have passed the ball. Verbruggen shouting at his defender. de Jong shouting at somebody else. We're seeing the replay of the Gyökeres chip to the lower left corner here. Very good save by Verbruggen. Yeah, might as well then put on a longer, brother. Bernhardsson not giving you anything on that right. And he's not good defensively. So might as well you put on a longer, brethren. Look at where Mickey van der Ven is. He's way up the field and he's playing left back. That means he has no concern about any right winger from Sweden. Look at Mickey van der Ven. He's on that kind of walkabout. Here's van der Ven. Finds Cody. It seems like it's Chelsea Brian Potter coaching here, not the Brighton Graham Potter. Here is Frankie Dion. Fine good play from Ryan Gravenberch. A dummy and beats Alexander Isak. Gravenberch back to Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries. Virgil van Dijk with it. Van Dijk pointing players where they should go. Frankie Dion moving over. Van Hecke picks up the ball. Tijani Reinders asks for it. Marlon gets it. Daniel Marlon finds Dumfries on the right side. Dumfries on the right side sends a cross in, and it's off. Sweet player. There's an appeal for a penalty from the Dutch players. VAR may have a look at Goodmanson. Let's see. Seeing the replay now. Yo, that looked like a penalty in a brethren. Nordfeld, VAR. Let's see. I'm not seeing a sign about a penalty check. Here comes the Swede, Goodmanson with it, driving forward. Pass the ball, no youth. And he picks up a foul. He has Alexander Isak to his left, and he didn't pass the ball. Pass the BBC ball. Free kick to Sweden. One thing that's very prevalent in football these days is all these dribblers. Everybody's a dribbler. Everyone wants to be a dribbler. No one wants to just keep the ball again simple, pass the BBC ball. We're in this era of obsessed dribbling. Free kick to Sweden. Nygren standing over it. Nygren sends it in. And a header! It's a goal, but is he offside? Wait, it's a goal for Sweden. But there's a check. Something is going on, and there's a pause here. Sweden celebrate, and Oliver is having a conversation with Alexander Isak. I said he must be offside. He's offside. Lagerbelk is offside. Let's draw this line. Lagerbelk scored the goal, but I think Lagerbelk is offside. Yep, Lagerbelk is offside. Yeah, brother, you looking along the line. Why the hell are you going? Here's the Dutch. Ball back to Frankie Dion, who calms things down. 4 minutes of added time. And back to Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo going cuts inside, and he crosses over everybody. No one reading that play. Cody Gakpo is having a field day with Bernhardson and Lagerbelk on that right side. He is having a field day playing left wing. He's like, yo, this is the easiest I've had it. Here is Sweden. Nygren trying to control. Goodmanson with it. Goodmanson being pressured by Marlon. Turns the ball back to Victor Lindelof. Lindelof finds Nygren. Nygren. Yo, pass the ball, man. You see man move there midfield. What the? All right, now finally, Karlstrom with it. Pass the ball. All right, finally, here comes Yasin. Pass the ball. And we have another free kick coming up from Sweden. I don't know, like Yasin Ayari picks up the ball on top of the 18. You have Yakarez out wide right. Moving in at the 18. Push the ball to him. He's in an onside position. The defender is running behind him. Free kick to Sweden on the top of the 18. Maybe a yard, 2 yards out. Yeah, a yard outside the 18-yard box. Will this be a shot on goal? Dutch has 5 men in the wall, and one is laying on the ground. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yacarez has the ball, so he's gonna look to get this one on target. So 19 and a half, 20 yards away from goal. 4 minutes of added time. We're in the third of that fourth minute. Yacarez is standing over it. There's three sweet players in front, slightly to the right of that Dutch 5 men wall. Here's Yacarez free kick and a shot! And a very good save by Verbruggen. Turns it away out for a throw. That was going in. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if this Sweden wall is good for this team. The Swedish wall, or any team for that matter. When you set up a wall, all right, here's the throw, the long throw in. Cleared out and a shot by Nygren, and it's out for a throw. When you set up a wall like that, so you have the defending team which sets up a wall, and then you have the attacking team sets up a wall to the right or to the left of this wall. And so this attacking team wall oftentimes is used as a shadow to try to shadow the goalkeeper. Now, and I need to see maybe some evidence on this. A lot of times, probably this free kick is going to go in the area of where the attacking wall is. And so the goalkeeper is like, look, I mean, yeah, push it behind that attacking wall. I know where you guys are going to place that ball. And that's exactly what happened here with the Sweden team. Here comes Sweden on the attack again. Trying to get the ball inside number 21, Bird Hansen. Come off the field, Bird Hansen. Hardson. Come off the BBC field. Gives away the ball, but Sweden recovers. And Nygren almost gives away again, picks it up. Looking for. What a horrible pass. You can't pass the ball there to Yacarez. No, Yacarez gets on it. He's going at Denzel Dumfries. Running over is Goodmanson. And Nazrin with a shot, and it's kept out. Saved by Verbruggen. He's been a very busy goalkeeper at the end, towards the end of the first half. Yo, let the people take the corner kick. Ronald Koeman is asking for time. Ronald Koeman is asking for time. Let them take their corner kick, referee. I don't think I've ever seen a coach beg for halftime. Here is the corner kick. Coming up for Sweden. Maybe last kick of the first half. Ball in. And it's headed on. Cleared up by goalkeeper Verbruggen. And that's the end of the half. Very good end to the half by both teams. Unfortunate or unlucky for Sweden that they weren't able to score. But that's it. That's the end of the first half. Very good start to the first half by the Netherlands. 2 goals by Broadby to make it 2-0 lead at the half. And Sweden did come back or came back late in the game in the first half, at the back end of the first half. They just couldn't convert. More to come in a few minutes, family. I'm gonna step away for a break. But exciting game here. Sweden just needs one goal, I think, to put a bit of pressure on this Dutch outfit. Again, Frankie de Jong cannot get so much time on the ball. You have to have somebody there to nullify, at least let Frankie de Jong knows that he's in a ball game. At least do something. He gets all this time to twist and turn on the ball. Come on. All right. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Again, smash the like button. Again, subscribe to the channel. This is BCN Sports. Watch along of FIFA World Cup action. Group F. The Netherlands versus Sweden. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to BCN Sports watch along of FIFA World Cup action, Group F action. And we have a sub. Marlon is off, and Somerville is on for the Dutch. Getting ready for the second half to kick off. My name is Benton. That's uh, that's a strange sub. Let's see. So 2 goals from Brian Brumby and Brobby as we're out for the second half. Let's see if try to see if there's any sort of issues with Marlon there. And I will see if there's no sub from Sweden, at least as far as I can tell. I'm a bit surprised why Ilanga is not on at halftime. I mean, excuse me. All right, all to play for Sweden. Here comes Sweden. Nagrin quickly in, but the door quickly shuts there by the Dutch team, and the referee has called a foul as Tijani Reinders is fouled. So Somerville is on for Marlon. Of course, Somerville did scored against Japan. We're seeing the replay of that offside goal that Lagerbielke scored for Sweden at the end of the second half. All right, let's get to it. So no sub for Sweden. Here is Netherlands with it. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Saturday. FIFA World Cup action. And a bit of news coming out of FIFA World Cup. Hervé Renard is back as is at the FIFA World Cup, hired as the emergency coach for Tunisia. So Hervé Renard will be the coach on the line tonight or in the dugout as Tunisia takes on Japan at midnight. And again, Tunisia sacked their coach after the defeat against Sweden. Here is Somerville trying to go around one, gets into the box, puts the ball out to Dumfries, and it's laid down. It's 3-0. Just like that, the same sort of play that happened in the first half, it happens again. It's all Netherlands. 3-0. The goal scorer, let's see if is it Bromby for the hat-trick. It was a committee of Dutch players there meeting for that tap-in. Let's see if it was Bromby at the end. Oh, it's Cody. It's Cody Gakpo. But Cody, did Cody go early? Yo, and again, I said the coach, I'm madman enough. He has been Bernhardson and Lagerbielke has been piss poor on that right side against Cody Gakpo. And none of them were aware where he was. 3-0. There might be more goals coming here for the Netherlands. And again, you don't want to start the second half of a game like this for Sweden. Yo, is Chelsea Graham Potter coaching this side? Because it doesn't make no sense. Why is Ilanga on the bench? You need goals, brother. You need goals, bro. Three zero Netherlands lead. Here is Van Hecke with it. Now Van Dijk back to Van Hecke. Van Dijk and Van Hecke just passing the ball back and forth to each other. No pressure from Sweden. Now Sweden applies a bit of pressure. They moved it up to Cody. Cody now to Tijani Reinders. Bromby flicked it on to Cody. Cody now cuts inside. Cody running. And a shot. An appeal for a foul by Bromby, but referee says no. Sweden's defense have been piss poor. Here is Karlstrom. Karlstrom cuts it inside, finds Nygren, who is showing more for the ball, coming shorter to pick it up. I don't know if this is a formation change. Yasin Ayari picks it up. Finds Isaac Hin. Isaac finds Lagerbelk. Lagerbelk now sends it to Bern Hartson. Bern Hartson cuts it wide to Lagerbelk, and Lagerbelk. How can I cross this? And Yasin Ayari with a cross, and it's all the way across the field, and it's cleared out by Somerville for a throw to Sweden. I think this game is probably settled. 3-0. Don't see. I mean, Sweden has goal in them, but the problem is that Sweden can't keep people from scoring. At least cannot keep this Dutch team from scoring. And it probably be a good idea for them, good for them to get at least one goal. They did have the ball in the back of the net, but was ruled out for offside. Here's Lagerbelk. Sends it all the way wide to Bern Hartson. Bern Hartson now chips it over. A header from my youth. Come on, we leave the ball to Alexander Isak. Van Dijk clears it easily, and it's out for a throw. Throw to Sweden. Long throw coming from Gudmundsson. Long throw in, headed back, and a shot by Ayari, and the loose ball is played on, and it's out for a goal kick. Long ball looking for Brobbey, recovered by Sweden. Nygren back to Yasin Ayari. Yasin Ayari finds Victor Lindelof. Lindelof finds Alexander Isak, trying to flick it to Gyökeres. They're not on the same page. And we have a free kick and a foul as Somerville was off to the races. Yellow card coming out. Is that Gudmundsson getting a yellow card? Yep. Definitely. Yeah, my yacht. Gudmundsson and Bernhardsson and Lagerbelk piss poor this football game. Gabriel Gudmundsson picks up a yellow card. And again, I'm not seeing. Well, now we're seeing some movements on the Swedish bench. It looks like Graham Potter is getting ready to make 3 subs. Brobbey, long ball over, trying to get Brobbey in, but cleared out by Isaac Heen. Victor Lindelof picks up the loose ball. Isaac Heen looking to send it long, looking for Gyökeres. Cleared out by Van Hecke. Loose ball picked up by Bernhardsson. Finally, something good from the Swedish right side player. Now Alexander Isak back on side, picks it up, and Alexander Isak gives away the ball, being too nonchalant. This is the second time I've seen Isak play that way, with a poor touch. Somerville comes away for Netherlands, driving at the Swede defense, finds Cody Gakpo, cuts inside the shot, and it's 4-0. 4-0. Sweden might get 6. Two for Cody Gakpo. So Alexander Isak turned the ball over, and just like that, one ball to Somerville, and they were off to the races. Pushed the ball wide to Cody, who cuts in on the right side and beat the goalkeeper at his near post. I mean, it's easy like Sunday morning for the Dutch. Yo, all right, referee. I think we have seen enough of this game. Group F action, all Netherlands. As Zayn, I guess he's supporting Alexander Isak, is not working out today. And Graham Potter, I guess, is now finally decided to make subs. He's finally decided to make some subs. All right, so we have subs from Sweden. Let me get the subs here for you. Yo, the man take off Gyökeres. Oh, the box covers. I guess he's saving Gyökeres for the next game. So Karlstrom is off for Sweden. And Zanelli is on. Oh, good shot, youth. My youth, pass the ball next time. And Lucas Bergvall is on for Sweden. So that's 3 subs. Let me get the subs here. So Gyökeres is off. Elanga is on for Gyökeres. I think that's a bit of a strange one for me, but who knows? Here is Cody again. Yo, Brubby. Yo, get Brubby his hat trick and a shot from outside from Ryan Gravenberch. Remember to smash the like button, people. Tell a friend. Subscribe to the channel. All Netherlands. This might be a 6-0 victory. Could be. Here is Frankie Dion again. Again, given a lot of time to do what he wants. Makes a pass cut out by Sweden. Heavy touch there from Isak. Isak looking to send through Elanga. Elanga is on the way through. Up to the races. And Elanga scores! Elanga scores to make it 4-1. Elanga, this could be his first touch of the game. And I said, put on Elanga long time. Long time ago. I said, put on Elanga. They were getting nothing out of the right side. The sheer speed of Elanga getting behind that Dutch defense. In on Verbruggen and nicely placed into the back of the net, 4-1. And this is probably a little bit too BBC much. Yo, Graham Potter is a BBC bug coach. Why is Elanga on the bench? Or why was he on the bench? 4-1. I mean, sometimes, the football is not that difficult, man. Don't make it more. Bring your most impactful players in a game, in the big game, to let them have impact. Because it forces the Dutch to then have to be able to defend against them. There was nothing from Bernhardson on the right side. Absolutely nothing. Here is Sweden. Yeah, take beating, boy. And apparently Alexander Isak is almost dropped inside of a number 10 role, and he's really feeding Elanga. Almost sent him through again. Yeah, the coach a idiot, brother. Coach a idiot. Um, Here's the Dutch. Big up BM. BM say greetings. BM says a bloodbath. What a bloodbath. Yeah, man. You know, it's interesting to me. All right, so Ronald Koeman took off Marlon on the right wing. He was up 3-0 at halftime. Ronald Koeman, I don't know if Daniel Marlon was injured, but he took him off at halftime. He's like, yo, bro, come sit down. And then he put on Somerville. And Graham Potter sat there and was like, all right, everything is fine. Let's give him another run again. Here's Elanga down the right side. Goal, you score the BBC goal now. Alexander Isak was almost saying cleared up by Van Dijk. Should have been 4-2. And this is the impact that Elanga has so far. He's been on the field in 5 minutes. Coach an idiot, brother. Coach an absolute idiot. Corner kick finally taken, cleared out by the Dutch. Ball back in there, and it's headed out. What is this? Oh, we're seeing the there's so many things happen this second half. We're just looking at the replay of the Cody Gakpo first goal to make it or was it Cody Gakpo's goal there to make it 4-1. We also have another sub. It seems like Frankie Dion is off. I'll get that to you here in a second. First, let's complete the Sweden substitutes. I think I got all the Sweden subs. Sorry if it's a bit crowded, but these names are hard to really. So Sweden subs. Lucas Berval is on for Nygren. Best Force Zenali is on. Zenali is on for Karlstrom. And Anthony Langa, the goal scorer, is on for Victor Gyökeres. Corner kick to the Dutch. Here is the corner kick. Sent in and cleared out by, I think that's Ayari. Yassin Ayari. A loose ball picked up by Gravenberch. And so the Dutch also made a sub while I was talking about Elanga, and the Dutch sub just sent the ball over, and it's way over everybody. It's out for a throw. BM says, I can't believe the coach didn't start Elanga. This is why English coaches rarely get jobs outside of England, particularly at the international level. I cannot believe it either. I don't understand the thought process with keeping him on the bench. All right, so I could see if Bernhardson and Lagerbach on that right wing were defensively great, but they were piss poor. And I wouldn't take off Victor Gyökeres either. I would have taken off Bernhardson and tell Elanga, say, yo, I'm keeping Gyökeres on the field, have Elanga pushed on the right. We've already down 3-0. Tell the Dutch that they need to defend against us. But he took off Gyökeres for Elanga. And I thought, like, okay, all right. So, and maybe he's saying that this game is already done. So he's saving Gyökeres for the next game. And if that's the decision, then why not save Alexander Isak for the next game then? I mean, the last game is gonna against Japan. I mean, if the sub is if the intention of taking off Gyökeres is an indication that the game is already gone, then why not take off Isak and just say, all right, forget it. Just go ahead and just finish out with the subs. Okay. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this game and this coach just do choppiness. All right. Goose Steel is on for Tijani Reinders on the Dutch side of thing. Was it Coop Miners is on? Coop Miners is on for De Jong. Here is Isaac. Isaac to Ilanga. Ilanga back to Isaac. My youth, it's all Ilanga and Isaac, and the Dutch is having trouble keeping up with them. And imagine, Isaac just crossed that ball, and there's nobody in the middle. This is where Gyökeres, if you kept him on the BBC field, would have been in the middle. Coach, I'm mad. The man that made ball game look too difficult. I guess, and the thing that also shocked me is that Ronald Koeman was ahead 3-0. And he said, Daniel Milan, come off the field. Come hold a seat. Somerville, go. That's a very proactive approach. There's nothing in the reports about Marlon being injured. I haven't seen anything here on FIFA's website that he's injured. It's just he needed more out of that right wing. Brobby, trying to get his hat trick. Yo, Isaac Keane is going to see Brobby in his dream tonight. I mean, he's been all over. It's actually not offside. But back to the decision by coach Ronald Koeman to take off Daniel Marlon. I mean, he's just pretty much saying, look, I mean, I need more out of that right side. Come off the field. And immediately he got something from Somerville when he put it on, because Somerville was the assist man to set up the goal for Cody Gakpo. So, all right, here is and it's this attack is all down this right thing with it. What a salad! Yo, that deserve a goal. That deserve a goal. Oh my word! That deserve a goal, brethren. What a BBC salad. Oh, man. Mickey Van der Ven. Get out of here, man. Come off the field, Mickey. What? Ilanga just embarrassed the hell out of Mickey Van der Ven. Yo, I wish I could show this salad, this Meg. Wow. Here is Sweden. Ball across the box, and no one is there at the tip of the spear. Again, Ayari. This Ilanga sub is and we have hydration break. Just when Sweden has taken the momentum, here we go with a hydration break. The box cover. Yo. No, but Alexander Isak dropping short and he pushed that one between the legs of Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk better watch himself. He might get a salad today. He might get a meg. He better be careful with Alexander Isak. Let's continue to run through the subs here. There's so many things going on in this game. This game is full of this game is, even though it's 4-1, it's been, entertaining a football game. So Let's continue to run through the subs. So Crescencio Somerville is on for Marlon. I'm having some trouble here with the graphics to get Somerville's name. Okay, there it is. Who else? Let's see. We have Cope Miners on for Frankie Dion. And Gustiel on for Tishani Reinders. Getting ready for the restart after the hydration break. BM says, "What a salad! Yo, the salad that deserve a goal, brother. It deserve a goal. That's what football is lacking these days. Individual flair. The modern game is now about the coaches and playing system football. Yep. Yo, the salad, the wicked. Yo, I need to find a way to get a video of the salad. The back heel between Mickey Van der Ven's legs. Ay, ay, ay. Oh! And so, again, Memphis Depay is coming on at the expense of Justin Kluivert. Him can't get no game. So, Memphis Depay is coming on and Justin Kluivert still can't get a game. What's going on here? Robbie Day is done. He scored 2 goals. Memphis Depay is on. That's some friend thing I keep up over here so with the boy Ronald Koeman. As we start after the hydration break, let me get the Memphis sub on. Yeah, people, man, I will try my best if I can get a clip of this salad because that salad is sick. That Meg is sick. It is absolutely sick. The subs for Sweden has made a have made a difference. Have really brought the game to life for Sweden. They're really good going down this right side. I am particular Ilanga, but the movement of Isaac into a number 10 slot has really kind of also pulling Virgil and others outside of center back out of their positions. Here's free kick and headed out by the Dutch. Throw into Sweden coming up. Long throw coming in, still 4-1. Throw headed out by Ryan Gravenberch. Ball is back over to this Goodmanson. Goodmanson back to Alexander Isak. Isak finds number 22. I think that's Bergeville. Lucas Bergvall. And we have a foul here. Yeah, Mickey Van der Ven Lindelof fouled Mickey Van. Wait, so Gyökeres wasn't sub? Wait, but FIFA has Gyökeres. Gyökeres is still on the field. Wait, I'll go on. No, Gyökeres was not sub. So Alexander Isak is still on the field. Alexander Isak and Gyökeres are still on the field. So Elanga came on for Bernhardsson. That's what I thought. But FIFA website made the adjustments. All right, here's Gyökeres with it. Baliot! Yo, what kind of heavy touch is that by Ayari? My God! What a horrible touch! That's worse than Lukaku. My God, brother, come off the field. mercy, man. A footballer has such a bad touch. Box cover. No. I mean, good play by Yacarez. Dropping short, picking up the ball, turning. Find Yasin Ayari, who had space to drive, and the touch just killed him. And had his pocket pick. Maybe Yasin Ayari should come off the field. I don't know. And his friend Good Monson. Here is Mickey Van der Ven. Yo! From his salad, Mickey Van der Ven, he hasn't been the same, man. Look what Mickey Van der Ven trying to put a cross in and send it into the scoreboard or the advertising board. Yeah, from Mickey Van der Ven gets salad, he hasn't been the same. And there is a caption of the support staff in the stadium. There's a guy who saw the salad, the Meg. His expression was like, "Oh my God!" You know, when you watch the replay, it's here is Burgerville finds Elanga. Elanga driving at Mickey Van der Ven. Van der Ven don't want any piece of a cross. It's cleared out by the Dutch. Alexander Isak picks up the loose ball. Burgerville with it. Isak going around, sends it across, looking for a tap in, but cleared out. Yacarez trying to control in the box. Yeah, brother, somebody take the ball, take a shot now. Still no shot for the Swedes, and the referee Mike Oliver now has called a foul for a pull. All happening here in the Dutch 18-yard box. So Lindelof grabbing up Memphis Depay. Good play by Memphis Depay. And now we're seeing Graham Potter. Here is Van Hecke with it for the Dutch. Ball pushed down the right side. Somerville down the right. Somerville with a cross. And a little bit too much on it is out for a goal kick. Nord fell. Getting ready to restart play. Now Mike Oliver is. What's about? Michael Oliver is pausing play for a bit. Remember to smash the like button, people. Subscribe to the channel. Now we're back. Here is Lagerbalk. Finds Isaac in. My youth, to stop passing on the ball when I back. And almost given away there by goalkeeper Nordfeld. The Swedes are not good, and Ayari's off for Ali. I don't know why it took so long for Yasin Ayari to come off the field. But finally he's off. Just not his day. Long ball looking for Ilanga. Yo, all the money up play ball over Ilanga. What a box cover here. Here is Alexander Isak. Being a general in that number 10 role. Been very good. Pushes the ball wide to Ali. Ali on the left side. Cuts inside. Yo, you cross the ball now. Isak. Looking for the run. No, looking to get Ilanga in again. Couldn't get it hard. Couldn't get it through. And the Dutch clear. Yo, Alexander Isak is a visual. He's a complete number 9. He's a complete number 9. He can pass. What kind of horrible pass is this from number 7 Bergerville. And the touch almost through. What? Is he colorblind? Here he is again. Finds Elanga outside. Elanga driving at Mickey van der Ven. And Mickey van der Ven says, you know what? And we have a foul here from Bergerville. Free kick. Bergval. Yep, that's a foul, Bergval. Foul on Cody Gappo. Lot going on in this game. Is that? Yep, I think it's Bergval. Yeah, Lucas Bergval. Yeah. So this bread I would have put on. Okay, so Taha Ali. Here is the Dutch. So Taha Ali is on for Yassin Ayari. Oh. Let's see. Sweden needs one more goal. Here's the long ball over, looking for Cody. And goalkeeper's appealing for offside, and he was offside. And even though the score is, by the way, a good Monson is still on the field. Oh, yeah. Even though the score is 4-1, it's been an entertaining game. It's been an entertaining game. Sweden with a free kick to the Swedes. Elanga drawing a lot of attention since he entered the game. Here's Lagerbelk. Back to Isak. Hien. Here's Yakares. Picks it up. Finds a free running Elanga. Going at Mickey van der Ven again. Elanga. Oh, not a good cross from Elanga. A little bit too much on that one as Alexander Isak was waiting for it. Probably should have continued going down that line and pulling that one back. Throw into the Netherlands. 83rd minute of play. And Memphis Depay is appealing for a foul. Bredin, get up. It's not a foul. Throw into the Netherlands again. Denzel Dumfries getting ready to restart play. At 4 p.m. you have the Germans will take on Ivory Coast. I wonder if Ivory Coast can do something special. FIFA World Cup Group F action. Sweden versus the Netherlands. Yeah, man, you take it through now, man. Is this not 5 seconds yet? Denzel Dumfries finally throws it in. Bergervald flips it on. Here is Elanga moving inside, trying to find Ali. No, Isaac picks it up. Finds Ali out to the left. Ali finds Isaac. Alexander Isaac with a shot! And it's saved by Verbruggen. Has made some very good save, but probably should save that one. Alexander Isaac. You know, yeah, should be a save Verbruggen. Should be, yeah. Strong arm to punch it away, but you still need to make it. Corner kick coming up for Sweden. Alanga getting ready to take the corner kick. Sends it in. Cleared out by Denzel Dumfries. A shot by number 22 for Sweden into the arms of goalkeeper with number 22 Zenali, and easily collected by goalkeeper Verbruggen. And we have Virgil van Dijk is down. Seems like he's okay there. Maybe cramp or something is going on with his legs. Seems like he's with his leg. He seems like he's okay. Van Dijk back up. Oh, what? His thigh muscle. He's massaging his thigh. Seems like in a spot about will Ronald Koeman take him off? Yo, a 4-1 in that game, take him off. I mean, surely. And we have an issue here. Victor Gyökeres is pretty upset with the referee, Michael Oliver, saying that the 5-second was already up and he's going at... Okay, what is going on here? Michael Oliver tell him no. I guess the 5-second begins when the referee starts the count. All right. Whatever. I don't know if it was a 5 seconds or it was a blocking argument, but throw into Sweden. Ball is all the way back to Nordfeldt in goal for Sweden. Sends it long. Cleared up by Denzel Dumfries and too hard, and it's out for a goal kick. Here is Lagerbilk. Cuts it inside. Bergwall finds Alanga. Alanga looking for an option. Mickey Van Ven goes to him. He plays the run. Find Gyökeres. Gyökeres back to Alanga. Alanga looking to play to Isaac, but very good work back there from Ryan Gravenberch. Intercepted the pass, ricocheted off him, and it's into the arms of goalkeeper Verbruggen. Yo, Graham Potter is a bug. Any manager who made that sort of decision not to start Anthony Longa is a bug. Should have to go speak to the fans afterwards. He's been so impactful in this game. Here is Isaac. Sends it out to Ali. Ali down the left side, going at Denzel Dumfries. Ali, get Denzel Dumfries in the shot, but he crosses it too high. He did all the hard work. He had Denzel Dumfries beating all ends up, falling over, tripping on himself. And Ali did all the hard work, but couldn't deliver the finished product. A very worrisome looking Ronald Koeman is pacing in the technical area. Verbruggen sends it long. Headed on by Cody Gakpo. Dutch with it. Ryan Gravenberch twists his turns. Finds Somerville. Somerville turns away from his man. Now the ball is back with Copen Miners. Copen Miners. Finds Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay running through here. Who's this? A shot! Goal! Is that Somerville? Somerville put the baby to sleep. Crescencio Somerville says, you know what? Give me the BBC ball. 5. So wait. So Sweden dropped 5 in a for them first game and they picked up 5. I guess there are levels to this. Crescencio Somerville probably playing for a contract also. Very good link-up play. Very good link-up play by Cody. Yeah, the bandwagon. BM says Benton, the Dutch bandwagon full up again. Yeah, it pack up, It pack up again. The Dutch. I know a few folks that selected the Netherlands to win the World Cup. They're cheesing from ear to ear. And to be fair, it's a very impressive display. Whatever decision making that Graham Potter did aside, it's a very impressive display by the Dutch, right? So, to be fair, they started the game, started the competition, in with a draw against Japan, and they said, you know what, let's come out and smack around Sweden, and they did from minute one. I thought Brobby was excellent. He scored 2 goals. Cody Gapko scored 2 goals, and here we have Somerville coming off the bench. And I also think that Ronald Koeman, as a coach, said, you know what, I was not satisfied with 3-0 lead. He said, I need something from this right wing. Not enough from Marlon, Daniel Marlon at the time. And he said, you know what, come sit down. Crescencio Somerville come on the field. And he's been impactful since he entered the game. Somerville, that is. He has scored and he has assisted. So there are levels to this. Gyökeres, you have one more? Gyökeres with a shot, and it's off Van Hecke. BM says Somerville doesn't want to play championship football next season. Yes, Somerville relegated with West Ham. Actually, I think he should get a contract with a club. I mean, he's probably was the brightest spot at West Ham, spark at West Ham during the relegation fight. And I also think he scored a few goals down the stretch for them. It just didn't work out. Yeah, I can see him moving on. If he doesn't, watch out, the man salad. I would demand just salad. I would just get salad. I can't Memphis the pie, man, just salad. It cannot be. As we see Cody Gappo ice in his arm there. I'm not sure who got salad there. It wasn't Memphis, I think. Here's Ryan Gravenberch with it. Van Hecke. We have 5 minutes of added time. Maybe this will end 6. And Denzel Dumfries trying to find Somerville, but ricocheted off. Ball ended up going outside. And the AR has given a throw to the Netherlands. The Sweden players, not very happy about it. And yeah, the man who wasn't happy, Goodmanson, got taken off quickly, and now Stroud. Wait, is this Stroud plays? Who is this brother? I know this player, Stroud. Let me look at it. Elliot Stroud. Huh. No, not the player I'm thinking of. And Somerville is down. He picked up a knock there. Seems like, okay. Oh, knee in the face. Knee in the face. Centerville, or Somerville. He took a knee to the face there by Zenili. Let's see, it's going to be concussion protocol for Crescencio Somerville. He's off the side, getting treatment. 5 minutes of added time, and we're in the fourth of the 5 minutes. The fourth of the 5 minutes. Sweden still trying to have a go. So yeah, so back to what I was saying. You know what? Credit to the Dutch as Langa picks up the ball, finds Taha Ali. Ali cuts inside. Ali, yo, look, pass the ball, boy. And he still did not pass it. And Memphis Depay shuts the door, and Netherlands come up with Lucas Bergvall with it now for Sweden. Finds Victor Gyökeres, looking to find Bergvall. Cut up by Mickey van der Ven. Finds Gyökeres. Gyökeres now back to with it from Bergvall. Ball sent into the box and cleared up in the air by and out by Virgil van Dijk. Corner kick to and Somerville still receiving a bit of treatment there. He's laying on the side. Hopefully he's okay. He's moving his legs. Seems like maybe a cut. Is it a home? Hope Somerville is okay. Here's a corner kick for Sweden. Sent to the back post. Headed on by is it Lagerbelk, and it's easily into the arms of goalkeeper Verbruggen. Yep, Lagerbelk. All right, referee Michael Oliver, I've seen enough. That's it. End of this game. The Netherlands 5. Sweden 1. All right. Goal scorers for the Netherlands: Brumby 2, Cody Gakpo 2, and Somerville. Crescencio Somerville with 1 off the bench. Very impressive display from Netherlands. Also, Somerville assisted on, I think, the second goal for Cody Gakpo. So, very impressive display from the Dutch. This puts them on 4 points in Group F. Very impressive display. As for Sweden, yeah, they remain on 3 points after they defeated Tunisia in their first game, 5-1. Sweden will play Japan on the final match day of this group. They will play Japan, so let's see. Japan will take on Tunisia later on this evening. All right, family, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday afternoon. You know what? I think I might do this German versus Netherlands. German versus Cameroon game. What you say? Huh? Germany versus Ivory Coast game. I think I might do this Germany versus Ivory Coast, not Cameroon. Thank you, Zane. Cameroon is definitely not at the World Cup. All right. I'm going to do a watch along for this Germany versus Ivory Coast game. All right, family. Smash the like button. Look more. Give me a few minutes. Let me set up for the next game. Look more, family. Bless up.